Hello, I'm James Goulding, editor of Technology Reseller magazine, and I'm here today with Simon Adams, managing director of PRD Technologies, who are probably best known for their intelligent billing platform. He's with us today to talk about developments in billing and how intelligent billing is diversifying and exploring new markets. Simon, it's great to have you here today.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm really excited to share our experience with you.
For people who aren't familiar with PRD Technologies and intelligent billing, could you give a quick overview of the product and how people benefit from it and what problems you address?
Yeah, we're PRD Technologies Limited, so intelligent billing is our brand, that's our product. So we collect and we process huge amounts of data. We are a technology company, but also a products company. I guess in the telco space, the best example of what we do is when you get a phone bill, either from for your household or from your mobile provider, if you wondered about all the phone calls, all the bundles, all the packaging, all the overage, that's what our technology does. Not just telcos, but we also now operate in the managed service space. That means we're dealing with all the Microsoft licensing. Anything that's variable, that goes up and down. That includes the NCE challenges, Azure processing, all the reporting. But we do it at all levels. Some of our customers are providers, and we also deal with the resellers as well. We have a startup package, £125 a month. What you see is what you get, but it's still really feature rich. All the reports, all the integrations are there, all the exports, all the way through to custom solutions where companies come to us, typically with functional requirements, and they give it to us and said, we want your platform to be molded to meet this. So yeah, we deal with the whole spectrum.
So you have customers from very large companies to quite small resellers. Yes. So obviously the benefits are going to vary sort of considerably, but can you give me a quick idea of some of the benefits that your customers can typically expect from automating the billing?
I mean, the main benefit is you just do away with all the manual work. In telecoms billing, if you're small, it's really difficult to operate the business without a billing platform. Because all the bundles or the package, just a huge volumes of data that needs to be processed. In the managed service space, we have noticed that you can cope with that billing platform, but it becomes very manual. So we get approached by companies that may do 3 or 4, 5 days manual work to input the data into invoice functionality. And there is a difference between invoicing and billing. So billing deals with all the variables and anything else. So one of the main benefits, we just do away with all the number crunching, all the days work it takes to translate numbers from the providers into invoice systems. There's a lot of benefits. We got one customer who approached us a few years ago. They're spending almost 2 weeks on billing. So we automated that process. So it means invoices go out 2 weeks earlier, improves debtor days, and you're getting £100,000 a month, 2 weeks quicker. So that's one of the benefits. A lot of other benefits too. It's automations. We integrate into virtually any third-party system of choice, so there should be no duplication of entries. We operate in multiple sectors. We notice a lot of diversification really, where telecoms are moving into managed service space, and also managed service providers moving to telco space because they want to be a one-stop shop. We do have separate platforms, but also conversion platforms as well. So yeah, we just simplified that whole process, just eliminating all the work. And also it comes with a lot of analytics. So we call that intelligent analytics. You don't pay extra for that. It's part of the features. So it monitors all the trends, all the data. You can see which products are create the best margins, the best returns, which customers are giving the best returns, so you can analyze data and use it. And we create all the heat maps. So if it's red, it means it's gone down from the previous month for that product, for that customer, for that bundle. If it's green, it's gone up. So it's all there if you wanted to analyze the data. So there's standard default reports in our system. But on the more advanced systems, if customers got very specific reporting requirements, we will customize reports for them as well.
I see that you also provide billing services to business to customers. Can your platform be used to provide billing as a service by a reseller to serve their customers?
Yes. So we do it at all levels. It is a SaaS model, so our customer get a portal, and from there they can manage absolutely everything. So when they have customers, all the price points for that particular customer, what they negotiated, all the bundles, overage, it's entirely up to them. The billing engine is really powerful, and it will do pretty much exactly what you want it to do. So you don't have to use hours and hours of spreadsheet analysis. But yeah, we deal at provider level. We deal at the reseller level. Some providers, not only do they receive the invoices, but sometimes we receive reports as well, so they could then load that data into their own, PSA invoice functionality as well. So, yeah, we got some customers that got 3 or 4 levels. Starts there and it just filters down. Margins obviously get smaller and smaller, but yeah, we deal with all that.
I get the impression that sort of you can customize the platform to suit any need.
Pretty much, yes. Yeah, in principle, as long as customers or prospects define their requirements, in principle, we can meet that. And it's very rare we said we can't do it. It's very, very customizable.
And your roots are in the telecoms market, but more recently you've moved into the print and IT sectors. What's prompted that diversification? Have there been changes in the way sort of technology and services are consumed that have created a need for a more sophisticated billing solution?
Oh, we noticed things have got much more complex in the last few years. For example, I guess about 4 or 5 years ago, most inquiries that we were getting, most of the onboarding, were for what we call our essential platform. That's the core billing platform. What you see is what you get, but it's feature rich. So I guess 80% at that level is totally switched now. So about 80% of our inquiries and onboarding is where customers will say, we like your platform, we want it, but we want it to be molded to meet our specific internal requirements. So normally that's integrations, whether that's through file or APIs with third-party systems. Sometimes they have really complex pricing requirements. They want to be able to differentiate themselves. So we handle all that. But yeah, we noticed that trend. The other part of your question, yeah, I think about 5 years ago, nearly all our inquiries and onboarding were for telco requirements. And now it's about 50-50. A lot of those are now managed service providers. And of course, print IT, we've got one customer in print IT that's been working for us for a few years now. Their requirements are quite complex. We've automated their processes. They have about 700 value-added resellers behind them. So we push all the data, not only the invoicing, but the billing data, and then the data they need to invoice their end customers. And not just here in the UK, but it has multi-currency capabilities as well. So we're doing a lot in Europe now. America, which is really complex, because in England you've got 20% VAT. It's either 0 or exempt. In America you've got county taxes, federal taxes, municipal taxes, and we're totally compliant with US. So we handle all that.
And also, there's been a lot of focus on the customer experience, CX. Has that increased attention on the need for billing to eliminate problems?
Yeah, we noticed a trend. More automizations. They want simplicity, and yet they want complexity to go, but want that to be simple. I'll give an example. We work with one of our partners is a huge IT technology distribution company in the UK. They use our platform to process about 150 million a year that we process for them. It's a very customized system. It's very automated, but they have one bidding manager to manage all that. Now that's a top-end example. They're not all like that. Other examples. Actually, we got an inquiry about 3 weeks ago. It looks like we're going to be onboarding with them. Managed service provider. They process about 100,000 a month. It's all manual, 6-7 days a month they spend. And they came to us, or the trigger point for coming to us is because the lady that manages billing is going on maternity leave next year. And they said, we need cover. And we said, well, we could automate that process and eliminate those 5-6 days.
That sort of leads me on to my next question, which was typically what prompts customers to pick up the phone to intelligent billing, and has that changed over the years?
Yes, yeah, it has. I mean, what the example I just give you is a prompt. I think with the managed services don't notice it. They seem to be quite content using quite traditional processes, which means spreadsheets, manual work. A few of them are now coming to us and said, look, we've been operating in this type of environment for many years. We're selling these high-tech products, but internally we're not that high-tech. So they come to us and see if we could help that solution for them. So yeah, we have noticed quite a significant trend.
And what are the key challenges facing billing platform providers in meeting customer needs?
Just time saving. They want accuracy. They want to be able to produce their invoices a lot quicker. We're here to solve and eliminate billing challenges, and that's pretty much what we do. You can remember the difference between invoicing. It's all static. you have to manually change it month to month, but we deal with all the variables that go up and down, and that it can get really complicated to calculate. So, they come to us and think, we just can't do this anymore because it's manual, it's tedious work, it's prone to errors. Sometimes they put their reputations on the line, but our system will report on any errors, any variations from previous months. You can analyse it, you can look at it before the invoices go out. So, it's got that benefit as well. One trend we have noticed, there's a lot of PSA systems like ConnectWise, Autotask, you've got accounting systems. Of course, they've got invoice functionality. And I just mentioned that it's all pretty much static, really. A lot of companies use us for end-to-end bidding, so they will use our platform to issue all the invoices as an email, or you go into a web portal like you do with your mobile to interrogate and pull off PDF invoices. But one of the trends we notice in the managed service provider industry is some that say, no, we want to continue using our invoice functionality in third-party systems. So they just use us for the rating engine. So we collect the data, we'll process it, allocate all the cost items that belongs to a particular product, and then that gets exported, pushed into invoice systems.
And but how are you better than some of the other billing platforms on the market?
We're all slightly different, and we got a lot of respect for them, actually. So when we get invited to tender, what can you tell us? And we said, no, we don't get involved with that because we've got respect for them all. I think where we differentiate ourselves slightly is that our competitors a little bit more, this is the platform, whereas with us, we can mould it to meet specific requirements. So it lends itself to attracting the bigger customer complex requirements, so we can handle that. Another aspect that we've noticed, a feedback we're also getting, is our platform is multi-sector, so it's not just telcos, but we deal with managed services. The others will deal with IT, and but a lot of it's just products. But so we deal with all the variable stuff, things like all the Microsoft licensing, all the Azure that goes up and down. Print IT, of course, all the bundling, all the packages. In fact, we got an interesting inquiry. We've done this before, but this is totally out of scope of what we normally do, but it is within scope and within our capabilities, is media companies, media agency studios. So when you go on an advert online or go shopping, you get these columns, don't you, these banners. So when you click on that, it creates a record. So it's, per click billing. So we're doing that as well. We had an inquiry last year for EV billing. So we set up a proof of concept to demonstrate to this company we could do it. They just not scaled to the level yet where they're saying, yes, we want it. So it's parked at the moment. But that's an indication of our capabilities. And we just have feeling from our competitors that it tends to be more telecom focused. Another thing too, it's not just the UK, but we could go multinational. So our platform is used for billing in Canada, USA, which is really complex in terms of taxes, Mexico, mainland Europe, South Africa, Australia with GST. So, and it all be managed from a single platform. What we have noticed is quite a few UK companies now diversifying overseas, but rather than source a billing platform in that company, we could support that, and we could also translate the content of the invoice into the local language as well. So I think that's where we differentiate ourselves from our competitors.
So what have been the highlights of your year, and what can we look forward to in 2025?
A lot of changes going on. Of course, we welcome change as a tech company. Well, products company, as a tech company, we do have to explore. That's what we have to do. If we get inquiries, we explore, we look at. So we are venturing into new markets. We find that really exciting. Actually, I didn't mention this earlier about one of the, some of the changes is obviously we're a very compliant world now. So we have to be ISO 27001. We get a lot of tenders. You're not invited to tender unless we have that certification because all the security management in places. There is more compliance. There's a lot of excitement with new industries because we do get approached by some big organisations. The developers love it when they see things that we haven't done before and they go, yeah, we'll work on this. Yeah, we get another thing too we're excited about. I mentioned about the international side, but we are getting more and more inquiries now. We're about to go live with a customer in Germany, which we've never done before. We haven't covered Germany. We've got other parts of Europe covered, so that excites us. One of our partners has won the contract for a major global hotel chain. So we're now doing hotel billing, not directly, but indirectly for our client. This is a household name, hotel chain. started onboarding a few from America, coming to Europe and eventually Southeast Asia, and we're really excited about that.
Thanks very much, Simon, for coming in today and telling us all about Intelligent Billing's plans. It sounds as though you've got a lot happening, and there's some very interesting insights into the world of billing. So great to see you, and thank you for coming.
Yeah, thank you, and thanks for letting me share this with you.